So I got my foot caught under a table, and it had my toe just jammed up underneath, and it's all meaty. Can you move it to the side? And it was an interesting story. Anyway, that's So today I'm going to talk about burning feet, dorsiflexion, spasms, and circulation. On Saturday I went out for breakfast. Because I have burning feet all the time, I don't wear shoes, and I need to have my feet on concrete or tiles or something just to keep them cool enough. That's a nerve pain, which is to do with MS. Anyway, so I was at the cafe and we had got into this table and we'd lowered me down and stuck my feet kind of underneath the stabilisation legs of the table, and ate breakfast. And when it came to coming out, I lifted my chair up, and my sensation in my feet is weird, but pain I'm hyper responsive to. So as I came up, my foot felt the top of the strut, the metal strut that was underneath the table, and it dorsiflexed. Most people, when their feet hurt, if you walk on bindies, your feet curl that way. My feet don't curl that way. They curl upwards, and they go into a flex where my ankle joint flexes and all my toes want to jump up through the ceiling. That's what happened. And my foot dorsiflexed into this bit of sharp metal that was underneath the strut. And it hurt a lot. And so Michelle was trying to help me, but she couldn't see what was going wrong. So my foot got more and more dorsiflexed, and so it's pushing more and more up into this sharp bit of metal until my leg spasmed. And when my leg spasmed, it literally wrenched out my foot. And so I was out and I was, in a bit of pain, and Michelle said, "Kath, you're bleeding." And I said, "Yeah, don't worry, just, use a napkin on it." "No, Kath, you're really bleeding." "Oh, just use napkins and put some pressure on it." "Kath, you're still bleeding. Just keep the pressure on it." And the wait staff came out with the first aid kit, and Michelle was telling me, "Kath, we need to go to the medical centre." And I'm like, "No, I'm here to shop." After 20 minutes, it's still bleeding. Like, we're not talking arterial spurts, but, quite significant, dripping blood, and I'm in a pool of blood. Anyway, so we've decided that we strap it really hard, so that I'm not dripping blood, and we'll go off and do my shopping and we'll attend to it later. So I got home 3 hours later, and Michelle's pulled the straps off, and we're assuming that it's clotted, but no, it's still just dripping blood, and I end up with blood all over my tiles. And Michelle quickly wrapped it right back up, and we were off to the medical centre. They glued it. I've never been glued before. That was pretty awesome. And then put like a bandage on it, sort of around my toe and around the sole of my foot. Anyway, I've got a photo of that. And that was pretty comfortable. Didn't really hurt anymore. That was fine. So for the first night, I took a couple of Nurofen, and there was no problem with the toe. The second night, so the foot had swollen so that the bandage had gone to the easiest part of my foot, which was around my toes, but it was still cutting off my circulation, and so Michelle had to release some of that tension with the bandage. Anyway, on Monday morning I had a nurse come and she redressed it, and I don't need a bandage now, so I've got what I've got now is a lot more manageable. Can you just show that? Yeah. And then just come on to me. Yes, so I can thank MS for the burning feet, the dorsiflexion, the spasms, and the poor circulation, having my feet on the ground all the time, on the cold tiles. Yeah, so that was my morning out.